Alright, hello. How we doing? How we doing today? I don't own the rights to this music, of course, because I don't ever write music. But the band that I'm going to cover today, that little band from Texas called ZZ Top, excuse me, they own all the rights to that music. And, hold on one second. I must hit something. And you know my ass ain't gonna do no etching. Alright. Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Figured I'd hit the light on. Alright, here we go. We still got more rockin' to do, bitch. Episode 15. So hey, 15 episodes. Yeah. It's kind of a milestone. I actually just had me and the wife just had the 15-year wedding anniversary this past Sunday, if you believe that. That's crazy. 15 years. It went by quick. And, yeah. So 15 episodes, 15-year anniversary. Hell yeah. It's a good time to celebrate in life. Cool. Alrighty. And, while I'm thinking about it, might as well go and do the theme song, because we still got more rocking to do, bitch. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get right into it. ZZ Top. They were founded technically in 1969, Houston, Texas. They released their first album early 71. So, hey, and it's for 51 years, it was the same three guys. Billy Gibbons on lead vocals, lead guitars, Dusty Hill on bass and vocals, and Frank Beard on the drums. Like I said, for 51 years, it was those three guys. Unfortunately, in 2021, July 28th of 2021, actually, Dusty Hill, the bass player, passed away from health complications, which is why I have my Funko Pop Dusty figure up. Just got him also. Plus, I also wanted to introduce the Killers Eddie. This is a special edition one because he's green. He glows in the dark as well. They also have another one that was a little bit cheaper, but I was like, you know what? Let me get that special edition one. That's kind of cool. And so I got that. So our man Dusty here passed away. He was 72 years old. Played in the band for 51 years, the same band. And it was pretty crazy how once those three guys locked up, they never, did other things. I mean, they'd make appearances, I'm sure. I know Billy Gibbons done other things on the side, but not just appearance-wise in different bands, and even on the TV show Bones. So, they've been together for a long time. And I've actually seen these guys twice. And he died, like I said, July 28th of 2021. Well, the first time I seen these guys was October 8th of 2021. So it was right after, a month and a half, 2.5 months after he passed. And I got to see him, and I was so sad, being selfish. I wanted to see all three original members. But the guy they got to replace Dusty is their longtime guitar tech, Elwood Francis. He's been with him 30 plus years. So, of course, he knows all about all their guitars. He's their guitar tech for the bass and for the guitar. So he knows how to play bass. Plays it really well. I couldn't think of another guy that would fit in there. Of course you go out and get it like a bass player or whatever, but being that he was the guitar tech for 30 years, he knows them. Dusty Hill and him were really, really close, and it just was a natural fit for Elwood to be able to step in. Like I said, I've seen him twice. Pretty much this review is going to be based on pretty much the second time I've seen him, but the first time was pretty much the same show as the second time, just different year. Really, honestly, the set list and the stage stuff they do, but it's a great show. It's well worth it. So Elwood Francis stepped in, and he's done a fine job. Both times I've seen him was with Elwood at bass, and does a fine job. And it's at the Venetian Theater at the Venetian Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. A very nice hotel casino here in the Vegas Valley. Venetian Theater, there's no bad seat in the house. It's one of those kind of theaters, not a huge venue, and just the sound is great. I mean, like I said, anywhere is good. It's a fabulous theater. The only thing is the crowd's always kind of seem more held back. They don't really want to stand up. If you want to jam, you can't really stand up and jam unless everybody is going, because you'll have security come over and tell you you gotta sit down or you gotta stand off to the side, which I got no problem. I did that the second time we seen him, because there's just, people were complaining because I was standing up. So I just went off to the side and stood, and me and this one really older lady just stood there and jammed, and it was kind of cool. Everybody else in that section just sitting there like a bunch of posers, thinking that ZZ Top wouldn't want them to get their asses up out of their seats and fucking rock. They sat there like they were at the ballet or the opera. So, crowd-wise, I'm not super stoked, but like I said, I do my own thing. I don't mind going off to the side if I have to. Most venues will be like, no, you're cool, jam. I'll be like, all right. But sometimes you got to go off to the side. So, whatever. I'm still going to have a great time. It was a great show. The like I said, the musicianship is still great with the band. I mean, they're one of the greatest three-man bands in the history of rock. I know we got Rush, we got Primus, Nirvana, but you also got to include ZZ Top. Definitely up there. I definitely put ZZ Top over Nirvana. No offense to Nirvana, but ZZ Top, just the amount of music they put out for how long they've been great. You got to get them props over them. Now, against Rush, that's tough. And, Primus is a great three-man band as well, so I'm not going to rate those three, but I know that Nirvana would be fourth out of those four. I like Nirvana, don't get me wrong. But anyway, let's go to the set list. First song they come out with right away is Got Me Under Pressure, and then they go into I Thank You, Waiting for the Best, and right into Jesus Just Left Chicago. And then they play one from the Eliminator album, Give Me All Your Lovin', which, a lot of people know that one. Then right into Pearl Necklace. So pretty much their whole set list is a bunch of their hits for the most part. Then you get into Pearl Necklace, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide. I Gots to Get Paid. It's kind of one of them songs that was kind of off like the hit track, you know what I mean? Like I don't remember hearing I Gots to Get Paid a whole lot on the radio. But the next one, My Head's in Mississippi, heard that one quite a few times on the radio. Then they do a Merle Travis cover, 16 Tons. And real quick, I want to mention something too. On the stage, it looks like two kind of skeleton statue type things with a big sombrero on their heads. And as people are filing in, a lot of people don't notice, but these statues move like they're people, but they're trying to stand still as best they can. But every once in a while, when they're standing there for that long, they'll do like a slight arm change or whatever. But they're pretty much staying in the same pose, and then all of a sudden, about halfway through the show, they just like bounce up and walk off the stage. And a lot of people think that they're statues the whole time, because once everybody kind of the crowd gets settled in, then they do just one pose the whole time, where it's just that straight pose that they're doing. And they're dressed up, like I said, it's like a skeleton outfit kind of thing. And then they're wearing a big sombrero and they're off to the side because, Texas and stuff. So that's kind of cool too. After the Merle Travis covered, they get back into some of the radio hits, Just Got Paid. And then they're going to finish up the regular set with a couple of Eliminator tunes, Sharp Dressed Man, Legs. They even bring out the Legs guitars that they use, the fuzzy guitars that they use in the video. In fact, the guitar that Dusty is holding, that's from the Legs era. That's definitely, if you've seen the video Legs from ZZ Top, YouTube that shit. Eliminator is a fabulous album. You'll see the fuzzy guitars both with him and with Billy Gibbons. So then they go off stage, They're going to come back on stage, do an encore, a song they do called Brown Sugar. Not the one that the Stones do, different Brown Sugar. And then they do, Tube Snake Boogie, which is a big radio play tune for ZZ Top over the years. And then, of course, they got to do Elvis Presley's Viva Las Vegas, because they're in Vegas. And years ago on a Greatest Hits album, ZZ Top had that song on a Greatest Hits album. And then, of course, they can't leave without doing La Grange. That's pretty much, you better do your ZZ Top. You got to play La Grange. And then they do a tribute to Dusty. And they've done it both times. I've seen them, and I love it. Both. I don't care that they do the same show whenever they do their residencies out here in Vegas. That's what it is. They come out for a few weeks at a time. They'll leave for a few months, but then they'll come. They do it like 2 or 3 times a year. They do a residency out here in Vegas at the Venetian. And they did this tribute to Dusty where Billy comes up and he talks. He goes, all right, we used to finish a lot of our live shows with the song Tush. We're going to use Dusty's voice. We're going to step back from the mics and just play. And we're going to use Dusty's voice. We're going to pipe in Dusty's voice for the song Tush here. And I thought that was really cool to be able to see that. Like I said, I've seen him do it twice, and it's cool. It was cool both times. I loved it both times, because that's just, I don't care if they keep doing the same show over and over. It's a great set list for one, and just a tribute to get the Dusty at the end. You get to hear Dusty's voice, kind of like a little reminder, like, hey, don't forget about one of the guys that was here for 51 years in the band. And that's pretty cool that they put out that tribute for him. And they finish up the set with Tush, and people start to file out and go home. And it's a great show. Absolutely loved it. Been there with the wife both times. She has a good time too, because she knows a lot of the ZZ Top songs. On my wish list, if I was going to do a wish list of songs that I would want, I like the song Rough Boy. I know some ZZ Top fans don't like that one as much. I am a huge fan of that opening guitar solo from the song. That, for me, is worth the price of admission for the other parts of the song that maybe people don't like as much. But that opening guitar is just badass. I don't care what anybody says. Billy comes in. He's kind of an underrated guitar player, because he is fabulous. And that guitar solo, the way he comes in on it, man, that's pretty badass. I don't care what anybody says. I love that. I always have loved it ever since I was a kid. Master of Sparks, from the Trace Embrace album, which doesn't look like this. It's actually a green album. Oh, I said green album, and the green man went down. Oh, man. Sorry, Eddie. And another song on the wish list I wish they would have done was the song that I came in on the show on. It's called Precious in Grace, which is my personal favorite ZZ Top song, and not one of them ones you'd hear on, like, standard radio station. You'd probably have to hear it like an independent radio station, or maybe one of them DJs like Alice Cooper, that if he got a request, he'd be like, hell yeah, let's whip this out, because Alice plays what he wants. And Sammy Hagar, his radio show that he had, he pretty much would play whatever the hell he wants for his show, and that was cool too. He'd probably play a song like that. So those are some tunes that I wish they would have played, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with the set list they had. It was beautiful. It's great. It really rocks. I just wish the crowd was into it a little more, and I'm sure the band probably looks out there and says, "Do they really like this?" You know what I mean? There's like 4 people standing up. Get up, people! It's a rock show. God damn! You got the freedom to rock, yet you sit there and pull your pud. I just don't get it. Anyway, sorry, I had to go in that little rant real quick, but you pay good money for these shows. Have a fucking blast. All right, I'm going to go see Peter Frampton this Friday. The Friday after was supposed to be Danzig. They rescheduled for September 22nd, so I wasn't trying to spread disinformation there, but they just rescheduled. I didn't know at the time when I said they were coming, and then that they rescheduled. They'll be here in September. And then the Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, is going to be Godsmack and Stained, which is going to be awesome as well. It's going to be badass. All right, love y'all. I'm going to get out. Make sure you keep spreading this word out here. Keep doing what you do. Work hard. Make sure you just take care of each other as best you can. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Thank you very much. Love you, and keep rocking.